Hello Sagittarius, Elsie here to do your reading for the next 6 months. We're going to look at the rest of 2025. Thanks for clicking here, Sag. I appreciate you. My fire family got a couple of tarot decks that we're going to use to go through this energy for the next 6 months. We've got Tarot of Dreams and we've got the Wild Reflections Tarot. Sagittarius, thanks for showing up here. If you've never been here before, welcome. And this is the first time I'm doing a 6-month reading. Usually I only do 3. We'll find out what's going on here for you. So just remember, this is a general reading and it's not going to resonate for everybody. In fact, it may not resonate for a lot of you because these are all predictions and this hasn't happened yet. So keep that in mind as you are watching. And Sagittarius, if you've come back, because you always do, thanks for doing that. And if you're brand new, welcome. I hope you'll stay. If you're interested in an extended, I will tell you how to find that at the end of this video. So look at that. We have July, August, September, October, November, and December. Bottom of the deck, we do have some advice. We've got the Ten of Swords. We've got the Page of Wands and the Hierophant. Ooh, I like your overall energy though. Look at that. You've got the Empress energy here. So Sagittarius, I feel like some of you, this is telling me, will be stepping into your Empress energy by the end of the year, over the next 6 months. And the Empress energy is wisdom, is what it is, first and foremost. So I feel like there is going to be some wisdom that you will be gaining over the next 6 months. This is all of the energies of all of the queens. It's also abundance, right? It's about things that are creative, new paths are opening, but it's because you are birthing something new. You're birthing some sort of new path here. And for some of you, it could be a new path to your abundance. It definitely could be maybe you're leaving a place of work to go to another place of work. For most of you, or maybe all of you, I think that you are stepping into or elevating yourself into this Empress energy. The Empress is Libra and Taurus, but it doesn't have to be your sign, Libra or Taurus. Maybe you do have those energies, but Libra and Taurus are both Venusian signs, very much full of love, very much grounded, very much a leader. But this is the person who is sort of in the background, that kind of leader, more Sigma, I would say, than Alpha. This is person who is at everybody's back, someone who is very kind and loving and gracious. This person is also very balanced in the way that they approach life. So I feel like this is going to be a very abundant 6 months for you here. We do have the Four of Cups, the Four of Swords. We have the King of Coins, we have the Ace of Wands, the Eight of Wands, and the Page of Swords. So it does feel like here that you come into July comfortable. I'm going to say comfortable, but in the comfort zone, understand. I think that July is going to be a good month for you, but July is also going to be a month where you kind of play it safe just a little bit, and that's okay. Look, we all need that sometimes, playing it safe. I feel like July and August might be months where you're trying to gain your stability, or you're trying to heal the self, heal emotionally, heal mentally. It feels like this is all in like this lull of energy here, July and August. And it doesn't mean you won't be doing other things, but I feel like this is going to be, July and August are going to be months where you are very focused on what is good for you, what is not good for you, and how to heal the self and find some sort of stability. Just don't get too caught up in those comfort zones, because the fours can end up being comfort zones. The King of Pentacles is telling me that in September that you are looking forward to some sort of stability or financial upgrade, possibly. We'll talk a little bit more about that. We've got the Ace of Wands, and so something exciting, a new path is about to open for you as October shows up, and things are speeding up in November for you. And in December, it looks like there is some good news coming, some news coming for sure, but also there might be things that you're uncovering or investigating, figuring out. Let's find out what's going on in July. Let's clarify just a little bit. Tell me about July for Sagittarius. What's going on in July? We've got the Ten of Swords Yeah, we've got the Page of Swords again and the Eight of Cups. So I really do feel that there's something that is coming to a close at the end of June here, and it feels like July is going to be a major month of healing for you. It does feel like with this Four of Cups here that it feels like there's been an emotional impact, or there will be an emotional impact. Possibly you're already going through that. You could be already going through some sort of energy that's really painful, hurtful, something that's coming to an end. It could be a job, right? It could be a job. It could be a relationship. There is something here that I feel that you don't want to let go of, but I feel like the cycle is over and you know that there's nothing left here, nothing left for you to do or say. And so I feel like you are pulling away from, letting go, or finally releasing someone, something, or a situation that you've been trying to release over a long period of time. I feel like with the Ten of Swords and the Page of Swords that you have figured out something. Something has come to the surface, or you have dug up some sort of information and you've realized that's the end of it. I can't do this anymore. I'm not doing this anymore. So I feel like at the end of June, things are maybe coming to an end. In July, it's the realization that the cycle really is over. And I feel like the Four of Cups is telling me that after you walk away from whatever you have unearthed or found out, whatever's come to the surface, that you just detach from the whole situation. I think it's too painful, too emotionally painful for you to hang around this situation any longer. So I feel like you already know what I'm talking about, that something is already coming to a slow end, or it could be a friend who's pulled their energy away, or maybe you've pulled your energy back from someone else, but it does feel like there is something that is coming to some sort of painful halt. It could feel like betrayal. It could feel like a betrayal from a friend, or maybe the place where you work. But I feel like after this news shows up, or whatever it is that you dig up with the Page of Swords energy, it does feel like you've decided to detach. So I really feel like July is going to be a time of you trying to find stability in your emotional energy again. It's you trying to find stability, maybe a little bit of healing. Now, I think that it might not be the whole month of July, but it does feel like that this is what you're likely to face in the month of July, maybe spending some time alone, but also doing things that make you emotionally happy. We have the Wheel of Fortune here, though, coming up in that month as well. So it does feel like there's a lot of change going on. But listen, it's destined change. This is you, right? Sagittarius energy. This is Jupiter. Things are expanding. So it might look like, because sometimes endings are disguised as beginnings, right? So, and please remember that the overall energy for the next 6 months is abundance. So I feel like it's almost like puzzle pieces are moving around here, Sagittarius. Things are changing and expanding, but you're being prepared for things that are going to show up, I feel, in September. Things are going to show up in September that you need to make room for so you can receive whatever abundance is about to show up here. Tell me about August, please. Four of Swords. I feel like this month is a month where you are really trying to get balance. I'm going to say mentally, emotionally, trying to find balance, trying to heal. I feel like this might be a month where you're not necessarily connecting a lot to people. I think that maybe you're spending some time by yourself. We do have the Devil energy. We have the Six of Swords. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? This is kind of good energy. I don't mind this energy for you at all. So the Tower is here. Excuse me. The Tower is here, and we do have the Devil energy. Gosh, I don't know why my throat's all of a sudden out. Maybe you really won't be talking to as many people as you were in July. So with the Devil energy here, I feel like what you're doing is you're cutting away things that no longer serve you here. I feel like this energy from July is still hanging on you just a little bit, and it does feel like it's like attached to you. I feel like you are going deeper or further into your healing in the Four of Swords coming up for the month of August, but it also feels like you're trying to figure out what to do with this dark energy. I feel like it's still maybe attached to you a little bit, but look, I don't feel like it will be for long, because I feel like the Tower steps into with mercy. The Tower is always for mercy, by the way. There's something here that's shifting and changing within you. I feel like you might even pick up and go. You might even move. Like we've got the Six of Swords here. This could be a mental move for you, right? Because I feel like the Devil being here, and then the Six of Swords and the Devil tells me that you're breaking away or leaving, or you've decided this is enough. I can't be stuck in the chaos of these dark thoughts any longer. I can't be stuck in the chaos of thinking about what went on in the past. So I feel like the Tower being here with the Six of Swords is telling me that there is some sort of revelation, or there's some sort of beginning. But I also feel like the Tower, when the Tower shows up, Sagittarius, it's always breaking down things that no longer that have been blocking our path and are no longer serving us. So I feel like the Tower shows up to really show you what obstacles were actually holding you back from your abundance. I feel like there was something going on back here that probably began earlier in the year, and it feels like it is sort of coming, like creeping to a close, or you're realizing it's over, whether it's a relationship, a job, or a friendship. Maybe it's a member of the family, but it feels like this is a toxic energy that you need to let go of. So I feel like August is going to be full of the energy of you dropping things, of you releasing. We've got tens, right? We're at the ends we're at the end of the mental attachment that we had in the month of July, and in August it feels like you're taking action to really let go of things, move away from them, detach from devil energies. And the Tower is here, and you're going to start to notice that things in August are kind of falling apart a little bit, but I feel like they're falling apart so they can fall back together again, because we do have the King of Coins. So I'm going to say whatever's going to hit the ground, let it hit the ground, because I feel like you trying to keep things as is or as they were is going to interrupt your movement here. We've got the King of Pentacles, and I feel like this is all repair energy here, and it feels like it is preparing you for some really beautiful abundance, stability. I feel like you, because you've been very mindful, I want to say, because we have swords, we have the Ten of Swords, the Page of Swords, and we have the Six of Swords, because you've been very mindful about your energy and how to heal yourself, and you are, I feel, dealing pretty well, pretty logically with the Tower, I want to say. It feels like there is this King of Coins here is the place where you finally get your stable energy back again. You finally get back into the groove of life. You start, sort of hitting the ground running. The King of Pentacles tells me if you've got a business gets better. Maybe you've quit a job here and now you find a job. It feels like that this Empress energy now is you might not understand that the Empress energy is with you here as well, but the King of Coins, definitely you'll start to see it materialize. Maybe this is more about what's in the mind, taking action, your emotions, dealing with leaving things and detaching from things. But I feel like this King of Coins energy is telling me that it is things start to pick up here. You start to, I really love that the Hanged Man came out first, because you start to realize that that really happiness is a perception. Your wish fulfillment is your perspective. It gives you new perspective. Whatever you went through here in July and August has given you a new perspective about about moving slower through life and not necessarily running at things. And I don't think that you run at things, but I really do feel like sometimes you want what you want, and then when you get what you want, you realize that it wasn't the best thing for you. So maybe a little bit of forethought is required, and I think that's what this is. So we do have the Hanged Man and the Nine of Cups, and happiness is a perspective. Abundance is a perspective, because you can be somebody who has millions of dollars and still feel lonely, still feel empty. You can be someone who has mansions and cars and still feel like your life is empty. So I feel like it is perspective, and I feel like your perspective is, I always had the Nine of Cups. I was always in the wish fulfillment. I feel like you're going to start to actually feel it. It's going to materialize in the month of September here, where you finally get some more balance. I really do feel that the Tower shows up because you've completed your karma. It feels like this justice energy here is telling me that you've completed your karma, and that it is the Tower was just here to show up to break everything into pieces so we could clear it away and get it out of the way, so you could you could get past the obstacle. So I feel like there's a lot of balance, justification. There is things that are going to be made right by the universe for you. It feels like if you have been worrying about money, possibly, maybe something terrible happened and you couldn't work, but it feels like money gets back. You get your money flow back here. Something here is being restored. So it feels like your happiness is restored. It feels like your finances are restored. You now start to feel connected to your 3D self, the 3D world, back again. And I think it's because the Hanged Man was here, because this pause was necessary. Sometimes the pause is necessary. People don't pause a lot these days, right? They don't take the time that they need to heal. And sometimes we're in situations where we can't. We've got to work for money. But I feel like this pause was necessary for you to get perspective about what really makes you happy, about what your wish fulfillment is. And just the Justice card here tells me that you're starting to see that things are restoring themselves. Things are being restored. You're getting your energy levels back. I feel like your finances are good. Your business is good, or you find that job, or maybe you get the raise or the promotion, because this is all about stability, and it is also about, mastering that. So it feels like you become a master of it. It's like you hit the ground running. It's time to get things organized again. As we look at October, it feels like this is where something new begins here. It looks like there is something that has been smoldering in the background. We've got this volcano that has been puffing smoke. I feel like you've been gaining momentum as you come into October, and I feel really things start to restore themselves in September, but in October, it feels like you are in this energy of ready. I'm ready for it. Bring it. Come at me, bro. I'm ready for it. Your energy level is good. You're ready. The universe has set something up really lovely for you. It feels like you are ready to bust out of the gates here with your energy, Sagittarius, and doing it in an independent way. A very exciting new path is about to show up for you here. We've got the King of Swords, we've got the Ten of Wands, and the Two of Pentacles. I kind of love it. Things start to get a little bit busier. You start to juggle some things. It feels like there is still a little bit of this energy of you carrying things heavily on the mind, I want to say. There's something here in the mind that's weighing you down, but it could be ideas. It could be that you're getting your thought process together, really looking at things that are very clear now. Things are clearer. You're looking at things that are head over heart rather than looking at it in this emotional way, because it was an emotional couple months coming into July and August. It feels like now you've decided what you're going to do is drop any really heavy thought patterns. It feels like you're getting clarity of the mind, being honest and truthful, that it's time for you to get down to the nitty-gritty here. It feels like with the Two of Pentacles that you really start to juggle some things. Maybe you feel a little bit under pressure to make deadlines, but it does feel like action is what you're going to experience in the month of October. It does feel like things sort of get back to normal. I'm going to say this is sort of a normal thing for most of us in the Two of Pentacles, that we are trying to keep our balance, trying to juggle things. Look, you have more than one thing going here, and I feel like it's a time of clearing of the mind, but it feels like there is an exciting new path opening here, and it is energetic. It feels like all of a sudden you get your energy back. You've got the energy to juggle things. You've got the energy to clear the mind, think things out. When I see the King of Swords, it's always about clarity. You get clarity, you start to compartmentalize things, you start to put things where they belong in the mind, so you're not feeling cluttered in the mind. And I like that. Temperance, there you are. It's all about you in the month of October. I feel like you start to get back to normal life here. You start to juggle things as you usually would, and it feels like you are dropping whatever it is that you don't need. If there is a lot of things going on in your life in the month of October, I feel like the Ten of Wands is telling me that you need to really sort through, be honest with yourself with the King of Swords, and then you need to drop whatever. If there's things that are too pressured on you, if you feel too pressured to juggle, it's time for you to sort of sort through those things and figure out what it is that you want to do. You're fully standing in your power here, I feel, as we move into November here. Whatever happened in June, May and June for you, maybe you want to mention it in the comments, but whatever happened in May and June, I feel like July and August, like 2 months of recovery, that's a lot of stuff. So maybe you might want to let me know what you think is going on there. But we do have Sagittarius, which is the Eight of Wands. The King of Pentacles shows up. I kind of love this because now it feels like you could have a placement that is in Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. And if you do, it feels like you're starting to come back together again, is what it feels like. You are now back as the captain of the ship. I'm going to say you are back as the person who is in control of your money, control of your pentacle world. And I feel like the Eight of Wands tells me that things are propelling in the way that they should. Somebody's in a boat and we have fast moving energy. It makes me feel like, that you're propelling into the future here. We've got the Knight of Cups and we've got the Knight of Pentacles. So I think it's really interesting because I feel like you're back on your feet in November. You're starting to set some more goals here, and you're starting to feel this abundance of the Empress. You're getting your stability back. Taurus and Libra energy, right? You're getting your stability back, feeling more in balance. And we've got Taurus here, Libra here. So it feels like it's between September, October, and November. So between September and November, where you are really feeling like yourself again, finally in November after the recovery process. So it feels like the Knight of Pentacles tells me it was a slow recovery process, but I feel like it's brought you to a place where you've realized that moving slowly and strategically toward the things that are good for you is really a better path. Now, I feel like I don't think you're as impulsive as Leo or as impulsive maybe as Aries, but it feels like you are now getting up and going, but you are now moving in a slower way, I'm going to say. And if you're not moving slowly, I would say in a more analytical way. You're thinking things through first. You're taking action, going out there and getting what you want, because that's who you are, fiery and independent. But I feel like you are thinking things over more. I think one of the things you're thinking about here, though, is the end game here. So for those of you who are not dating by this point, I feel like you start feeling as though you are ready to date again. It feels like this, your goal possibly moving slowly towards the Knight of Cups, that you're ready to share romantic emotions again. Maybe that's where you're going, very slowly. It feels like that things do start to pick up, but that now you've got to move a little slower so you don't end up in this energy of having to take whole months at a time to make changes in your life, repairs in your life, healing in your life. Look at that. We've got the Ten of Cups coming up in the month of November. So I feel like future energy, right? The month of November is telling me that you are setting goals. Some of those goals could be to find a romantic partner. For some of those could be financial goals, work goals. We do have pentacles here, but it looks like you are mapping it out. I'm going to say you're being very practical with your time and the reassessment of how you want to spend the rest of your year. We do have two pentacles here again, which tells me you're making decisions. And I feel like that decision-making process begins in October and goes on into November. You're making financial decisions about home, work, all of that stuff. Saving money possibly, because the King of Pentacles is here now. We've got December and we've got the Page of Swords. So I feel like you're going to get some sort of information, some message. Someone is going to contact you about something that is going to give you clarity on something that you've been wondering about. Tell me about the Page of Swords. We've got the Chariot. So fast moving energy. It feels like this, whatever message or information you receive, or maybe you dig up the information yourself, but it feels like the Page of Swords is very curious about whatever is showing up in the future. I feel like you're thinking quicker on your feet, I want to say. You're feeling very balanced in the mind. It feels like there is some sort of quick energy that is showing up here. It might be emotional energy. There it is, the Ace of Cups. I feel like that in November that you are, if we're talking about emotional things, if we can for a moment talk about love or emotions or a relationship, it feels like something new surprises you. In December, you might meet somebody during your holiday travels, right? You might meet someone here, I want to say before the new year, because it feels like there is a message that comes in or somebody that you meet. It feels like good news is showing up because the Page of Swords and the Ace of Cups. It feels like whatever it is happens quickly, without notice, without warning. It happens really fast, but something good, because the Chariot is always about success and victory coming at you really quickly. I feel like it happens before you ring in the new year. So it feels like maybe you become aware of somebody that is emotionally invested in you. It feels like a brand new path of love. So you might meet someone in the month of December, and you might go into the month of the month of January in 2026. You go there feeling like the Empress, or in the Empress energy, whether you're feminine or masculine. So it feels like something new is literally being birthed here. Your advice over the next 6 months is right here. We've got the Ten of Swords, which I think is telling me to tell you to just look. You've already been through the worst of it. You've been through the Ten of Swords before, and so I feel like the advice is that this Ten of Swords, although betrayal, hurtful, let it go. I'm going to say just let it go, because there's new paths that are opening here for you, and some of them are going to lead to commitment. We're going to talk about that, because I feel like you might be meeting someone really special in the month of December, and I feel like by the time you are in maybe 3 months into the year, to the new year, it feels like something is turning into a commitment here. So we're going to go into the extended, and if you'd like to be in the extended, we're gonna clarify this. We're going to talk a little bit more about this and who you might meet, what this situation may have been. I feel like we are going to we're gonna clarify just a little bit more. We're gonna talk about this commitment, because this seems like a brand new commitment, and we're gonna find out about signs of that person. Possibly they could be someone who is a fixed sign, because we do have a lot of fixed sign energy here, but they could be Cancer as well, but we do have Libra. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in the extended. So please go to the chat, not the chat, but the comments, and above the comments at the very top there is a pinned link, and there is a membership link there. All of my extendeds are in the membership area, and if you would like to join us in the membership area, please come on over there for the extended. There's also links in that pinned comment for private reads. If you're interested in that, please go look at my pricing. I have added new packages that are a little more reasonable for those of you who are looking for something that is just a lightning quick one question, one answer sort of thing. So go take a look at the pricing there. I'm going to go for now. If this is where we end up leaving each other, that's okay, because I'll be back with more energy, of course, throughout the weekend. Thank you so much, Aries, for being here and watching. Sorry, you're not Aries. Maybe this is about Aries. You're Sagittarius. Thank you, Sagittarius. And I'll see you in the extended if you are there. Love you guys. See ya. Bye-bye.